Hello. For those of you who don't know, my name is Shani Hugo Wurlitzer, and I'm here with the wonderful Alexandra Pope. And
Hi.
we are the we are the co-founders of Red School, and we teach on the power of the menstrual cycle.
And those of you who are familiar with our work will know that we're always going on about menstrual cycle awareness. It's like we just go on and on about it all the time. It's the key to everything. It's the key to accessing this power. And in this talk today, we're actually going to talk about why it is so important to do cycle awareness, what that will give you. So basically, we're going to just outline some of the glorious powers you're going to awaken when you practice cycle awareness. So, Shani, do you want to kick off with the...
Yeah, well, let's start with what I always think of as number one, is that awareness of your cycle is our self-care and stress management sort of system as women. So when you're practicing cycle awareness, you are beginning to cooperate and engage with the energy and the emotional monthly pattern of expansion and contraction, the natural sort of highs in energy and the lows, the times of rest, the times of withdrawal, the times of extroversion and the times of introversion. When you begin to cooperate with this pattern, you are starting to live in a sustainable way, in a way that maintains and really soothes your nervous system. The other thing, of course, is, which is really core to self-care, is paying attention to the cycle really brings to the surface what your particular needs are in each phase of the cycle and each different season of the cycle. And recognizing what your needs are then helps you to then assert your boundaries and ask for what you need. And this, of course, creates wellness, creates so much more inner kindness and respect towards yourself. And then the other aspect, which is related to sort of stress management, is menstruation itself. So menstruation is a time of release, a time of let go, and your body is cleansing. So there's this physical detox that's happening, but there's also an emotional detox. So this is a time of releasing stress and tension from the body. It's the ultimate moment for stopping and resting that can really bring about deep repair and soothing to your body. So that I would say is like the first benefit of cycle awareness. Alexandra, do you want to bring something?
Well, I'd like to just refine some of the points that you've made.
Yeah.
About, this thing of self-esteem and inner kindness and boundary setting, because cycle awareness is this most extraordinary guide to yourself. You talked about connecting with your needs, but it helps you to connect also with your character, your unique nature. And because we're all different, and then we have different needs that go with that. So you're really getting to know your own nature, and that's one of the most blessed things of all. Because as you get to know your own nature, it's as though you start to have a greater kindness towards yourself. I don't know what it is about cycle awareness, but women always comment on this to us, that they start to feel kinder. They find it a lot easier to assert their needs, as you just said. And their self-esteem naturally arises. And they are a woman with cycle awareness is much sharper and clearer about her boundaries. And this happens organically. I really love that. You don't have to try it here. It just creeps up on you. It's the most wonderful thing. So you have stronger boundaries, a capacity to assert yourself, to hold those boundaries, and you have this lovely inner sweetness that's starting to grow, a kind of intimacy with yourself. It's very, very delicious, I think, isn't it, Shani?
Beautiful. Just today I was noticing the kind of inner promptings from my cycle. And I think, that's another thing, is how when we are connected to our cycle, we are really deeply connected to ourselves. We have this direct line to our deeper self, and we can receive these promptings like our own inner guidance system. It's really beautiful. The sense that all that you need to know is within you, and the cycle really reveals it to you in the perfect time and in the perfect way. So it's your inner oracle, and it builds this delicious inner knowing about who you are and what your business is, what it is you're here to serve. And in particular, that comes at menstruation. If you're really going with your body at menstruation and really allowing yourself that empty space when you're bleeding, you can feel this direct knowing of your calling, of what it is you are here to serve, what your wild power is.
Oh, it's so brilliant. And then it all, complete blast of what you're about. And then your cycle carries you out into the world and helps you to manifest, to make real that calling. So we like to say that the menstrual cycle holds the blueprint for your optimum success in the world. It is the creative process, built into your being. And of course, we're not talking just babies here, folks. We're talking you manifesting anything in the world, your calling. So each phase of the cycle is like a particular guardian of an aspect of the creative process. So as you honor your changing nature through each phase of the cycle, you are actually honoring the different stages of the creative process. And it's very precious and very lovely. It's like you're held by something, and you get the kind of right guidance at the right moment to fulfill it. And in a way, your cycle is coded for you to manifest your calling. And so all the kind of curious things that you experience through your cycle are your cycle's way of talking to you about what needs to happen or not happen. It's your cycle's intelligence is trying to deliver you to yourself and to your realization of that self in the world. It's freaking amazing, isn't it? And then,
I mean, the other thing which to me just feels like the cherry on the cake with cycle awareness is that it opens us to these incredibly beautiful altered states of consciousness. I mean, particularly at menstruation and just before menstruation. We have this possibility to experience a real kind of shift in our being, where we can suddenly feel our deep connection to life, and love comes pouring through, and possibility to experience bliss and ecstasy.
Oh my God, it's all free. And you don't have to sweat or meditate for hours or do complicated yoga poses. All you have to do is follow the inner promptings of your being. Yeah. And if you're practicing cycle awareness, you are attuned to yourself. You're attuned to those inner promptings. So cycle awareness is allowing you to become more and more attuned to yourself, and to follow those promptings so that you are ready and present, sufficiently ready and present to step into this expanded place of menstruation and experience all these extraordinary blessed states that you've just been describing, Shani. Mm-hmm. It is utterly, utterly exquisite. And the moment you start tasting this, there is no going back. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh, yeah. We really want women to know what's possible through our deep engagement with our menstrual cycle. and cooperating with these energies. So it is our wish that, women all the world over, and even young women grow up knowing about cycle awareness, and that menstrual cycle awareness becomes a kind of basic self-care practice for all women. And once women start doing this, the possibilities that will open up for them individually and for us collectively, we believe are huge. So please do check out how to practice cycle awareness, and ask questions from us. We're happy to answer them. And we really strongly encourage you to begin to engage with this beautiful practice that's built into our bodies as women. Thank you very much for listening. If you've enjoyed this, please share it with your friends and let us know.